Car owners in the US are falling behind on their auto loan payments at a rate not seen in over a decade. At the end of 2023, a study revealed that 8 out of 10 Americans can't afford to buy a new car. Right after this report came out, the former CEO of Ford famously said that unless you make $100,000 a year, which most Americans don't, you can't afford a new car. However, the inability to afford something doesn't always stop people from buying it. Shortly after learning that most Americans can't afford a new car, data came out that nearly 1 in 5 new cars sold in America comes with a car payment of over $1,000 a month. On top of that, insurance, gas, and maintenance costs are all significantly higher. This means that 1 in 5 Americans buying a new car are spending about $1,500 to $2,000 a month just to drive to work, where they earn the money to cover those expenses. Today at Economy Obsession, we're going to be talking about how most Americans today are unfortunately in a place where they can't afford new cars anymore. But before we begin, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel so that we can keep you bringing these insightful videos. There are 2 main groups of new car buyers in America. Group 1 consists of Americans making over $100,000 a year, and Group 2 consists of those making under $50,000 a year. According to a very credible research, 37% of new truck buyers in America make under $50,000 a year, 20% make between $50,000 and $75,000 a year, 10% make between $75,000 a year and $99,000 a year, and 33% make over $100,000 a year. Although this data is from before the pandemic, it provides an idea of who is spending big on new vehicles. It's either those making a lot of money or those making significantly less. For the financially witty people, the typical advice these days is to buy a used car instead of a new one to save money. However, according to Edmunds, the average APR for used car loans is 11.2%. This creates a difficult decision. Buying a new car means paying a lot up front, while buying a used car means paying less up front but facing much higher interest rates. Despite this, last year in 2023, car sales soared across the United States, even with high prices and interest rates. Some might think this is outdated information from 2023 and that things have changed in 2024. However, Fortune magazine recently reported that new vehicle sales in the United States rose nearly 5% in the first quarter of 2024, showing that buyers continue to challenge high interest rates. Affording is truly a subjective thing. According to money experts, affording a car traditionally means that the car payment is no more than 10% of your income. However, a different perspective on affording a car is being able to buy it outright with cash without worrying about payments. This means having enough money from your own pocket without bank assistance to purchase the car. For most people, buying used is a good way to go. It's not being said that buying a new car is bad. If one can afford it and that is the preference, then go ahead and buy it. However, actually affording it means having the cash to purchase it without it affecting financial stability or necessitating lifestyle changes due to the expense. When people buy cars they can't afford, is it really a problem? Car companies, the salespeople, and the bank all make money from the transaction. Everyone gets what they want. While it's true that the buyer gets to enjoy driving a Mercedes, the underlying issue remains. Are they paying for something beyond their means? This isn't immediately problematic, but in the long run, it starts hurting. When many people drive cars they can't afford, stretching their finances thin to maintain a lavish lifestyle, problems emerge if the economy takes a downturn. If people lose their jobs and have no savings but still face higher expenses, what happens? What if there's a pay cut or an unexpected event making it impossible to pay for essentials like housing or food? When individuals are maxed out, spending all their income, they lack any financial cushion. Without savings, investments, or safety nets, they are vulnerable to financial hardship if things go wrong. And making payments can seem manageable at first. For instance, someone might earn $4,000 a month but spend $5,000 monthly using credit cards. This might work temporarily, but if they lose their income, max out their credit cards, and can't maintain their lifestyle, it becomes a serious issue. While signs of this problem have appeared, the full impact hasn't yet been felt. Here's a chart showing auto loans that are more than 90 days delinquent. Over the last 6 months, these delinquencies have risen sharply. Although they aren't as high as during the pandemic, subprime borrowers are being hit the hardest. In fact, delinquency rates for subprime loans haven't been this high since 1996. Here are 2 important insights to consider. First, keep an eye on the car market trends. The automotive sector often reflects broader economic conditions. For instance, during tough financial times, individuals might prioritize housing expenses over vehicle ownership. A rise in auto loan defaults can signal wider economic challenges, such as persistent high interest rates, a decelerating economy, and escalating inflation. While this isn't a definitive predictor, it offers valuable insights into potential economic directions. Secondly, if you're thinking about buying a car, remember that a car is essentially a depreciating asset. It loses value over time. The primary function of a car is getting from one place to another, not wealth generation. Luxurious brands like BMW, Benz, Ferrari, or Rolls-Royce can certainly enhance your driving experience, and there's nothing wrong with indulging in such luxury if you can afford it comfortably. However, financial stability should always be your priority before making such substantial investments. If you want to buy a $100,000 car, and you should, but should have at least $200,000, ideally $300,000 in the bank. Having enough funds ensures that purchasing the car won't be a financial burden. This way you can enjoy the car without worrying about the monthly payments or impacting your financial stability. And if you don't have that kind of money, buying a used car is a smart option. In today's market, you can still find decent, reliable cars for under $10,000. This might not be luxurious like a Mercedes, but a used Ford Escape, for instance, will get the job done. More importantly, it will save money, allowing for more investment. Used cars can be surprisingly reliable and can serve your needs without breaking the bank. You might not get all the latest features, but many used cars still offer great performance and comfort. Plus, the lower cost means you won't have to stress about high monthly payments, expensive insurance, or maintenance costs. If a car is consuming most of your money, it becomes a problem when the economy inevitably turns tough. This pattern has repeated every decade for the last century. During tough times, those driving cars they can't afford and lacking a financial cushion will suffer the most. That's all we have for you today at Economy Obsession. What are your thoughts on the ever-changing car market? Let us know in the comments. We'll be back soon.